this video, we're going to talk about literal equations. Janet wants to calculate the time it takes to earn a certain amount of interest on a principal amount in an investment with simple interest. What equation can she use? The formula is an equation that states the relationship between one quantity and one or more other quantities. Use the simple interest formula I equals PRT and solve for T. The formula I equals PRT is a literal equation because its letters represent both variables and known constants. And so our equation is I equals P times R times T, and we want to solve for T. Well, to undo multiplication, I am going to do division. T is being multiplied by P and R, so I am going to divide by P and R. So on the left side, I have I divided by P times R. And on the right side, the P's and the R's cancel, and that just leaves me with T. T is alone, so I have solved this equation for T. When she writes the equation this way, she can use what she knows, I, P, and R, to calculate what she needs, T. On example 1, it says solve A equals BH for B. Well, in this example, B is being multiplied by H. To undo multiplication, I'll do division and get A over B is equal to H. H is by itself, so we have solved this equation. On example 2, we have A equals S squared. Well, to undo a square, I'm going to take the square root. When I take the square root of A, when I plug in that number there, when I plug in a number, it's going to be a number. And whenever you take the square root of a number, it's always plus or minus. So I'm going to have plus or minus the square root of A. And on the left side, or on the right side, to undo the square, we took the square root. So the square root undoes the square and just leaves us with S. S is by itself, so we have solved this equation. On example 3, we have P equals 2L plus 2W, and we want to solve for W. First thing I want to do is I want to get 2W alone. How do you undo addition? Subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 2L on both sides. P and 2L are not like terms, so I'm just going to write those side by side. So I have P minus 2L is equal to 2W. Now I want to get W alone. To undo multiplication, I'm going to do division. And so I'll have P minus 2L divided by 2 is equal to W. W is by itself, so we have solved this problem. Now, if you're thinking, hey, can't I simplify this more? Yes, you can. You can break up the P over 2 and the 2L over 2. So that will give me P over 2 minus 2L over 2 is equal to W. And here the 2's cancel. So we'll have P over 2 minus L is equal to W. So you could either write your answer like this or like this, whichever one makes your heart happy. These two equations are equivalent, so it does not matter to me which way you write it. For example 4, I want to get B by itself. To undo addition, I'm going to do subtraction. And so I'll have Y minus MX is equal to B. We have isolated B, so we have solved this equation for B. On example 5, we have Q equals C plus D divided by 2, and we want to solve this equation for D. The first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of this fraction. To undo division, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. So I'm going to have 2Q is equal to C plus D. From here, I want to get the variable D by itself. So to undo addition, I'll do subtraction and get 2q minus c is equal to the variable d. D is alone, so we have solved this equation for the variable d. On example 6, I have q equals 3a plus 5ac, and I want to solve for a. Right now, this equation has two a's, and these a's are not like terms because this a has a c and this a does not, so I can't combine them. But what I can do is notice that they have a GCF of a, and I can factor that a out, leaving me with 3 plus 5c inside parentheses. A is being multiplied by 3 plus 5c. To undo multiplication, I'm going to do division. So I'm going to have q divided by 3 plus 5c. And over here, those cancel, and that just leaves me with a. So this is my solution.